Welcome to TPK Roleplay, and welcome to the 6th episode of our Curse of Strahd campaign, Dark Echoes. This campaign, while based on the standard module from Wizards of the Coast, has been modified using additional content from a variety of sources. Dark Echoes will be a vivid exploration of classic Gothic horror tropes and monsters of all kinds. It may be a brutal, stressful, and grim experience and is not for the faint of heart. Please know that those of us around the virtual table have given our consent to explore these topics together as respectfully as we can. But if you, the viewer, should feel uncomfortable at any point, please make sure to step away, get some air, stretch your legs, and check in on us again later. And with that, I am LUKALOCK, and I will be your dungeon master this morning. Players, if you would like to go around, starting with Ireena.
Hello, I'm Osarix Franco, and I play Ireena Kolyana, the Human Ranger. We just had some truths hinted at, not really revealed, and Ireena's got some things to think about. Passing it over to Colin.
Hello everyone, I am Kohlrabi. I play Colin, the human antiquarian, and that lady knows nothing. And Winchester is next.
Alright, I was still muted. Hello everyone, I am Tyrant. You can find me everywhere at DOCTORTYRANT. I play Winchester, the, I believe, half-elf. God, I can't remember my own characters. Yes, the half-elf druid. Sorry, guys. And he just got something like partially revealed about himself, and he is not comfortable with the energy in the studio today. To my right is Toby.
Hello, I have joined the Void. It is great here. I made a promise as to if Toby made it this far, so we have evolved, everybody. We are now the onesie. But don't talk to me or my son ever again. Yeah, I'm playing Toby, the barbarian. You're welcome.
You killed Turk.
I'm glad we decided on that one. It was
I
good,
did. It
good
was
decision.
the other one, like the head wasn't gonna be right. This one has a tail and it even has foot parts, and I almost slipped and died upstairs.
Turk giggling is killing me.
I'm gonna pass
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Yeah.
All
Turk,
right.
how you doing?
Hi, I am Turk. I will be playing Alexander Leonid, and I need to, because he just had a really bad card pulled for him, and was like unnecessarily aggressive towards. So, it's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine. The gods are with us.
Oh my gosh.
I'll throw it back over to you, Luca.
So last we left off,
You goddamn.
yeah, Tony, I did. For those of you in the Discord, if you want to check TPK show
How
discussions,
dare you? That was
I posted a
confidence.
special present for everyone.
Strahd.
I'm pissed. I cannot believe you've done this.
I have been waiting. Okay, I've
How could
been
you?
waiting.
How could you?
But let me just bring you guys over where we last left you at the Tser Pool encampment, where you will wake as people busy themselves about camp, making breakfast, which is a kind of like a thick baked beans almost, and bits of bacon, as well as a flatbread that has spices and garlic on it. And everyone's just kind of busying themselves around the camp, getting ready for the morning, dressing, brushing down the horses, tidying up their tents. What are you guys doing?
Alexander would have woken up early, being a bit too fatigued to have written down the last few bits of information that he had to get into his journal. And we'll, be hurriedly writing down the events of the morning, where the sun, the approximate temperature as best you can tell, and other factors before grabbing beans. Now, if I recall, Toby, Winchester, and Colin have all gone to the Four Winds to go have pouty parties. No offense.
What do you mean by 4 winds?
They've all not been you're not in the center of camp.
Of course not.
No, Toby left right out of Madame Ava's tent and just plopped on the ground, passed the fuck out. 'cause he was
Exactly. Okay.
tired.
So yeah, and then Colin went there, and Winchester was also out and about. It was just Alexander and Ireena were like close to the fire, if I recall, from the end of the session.
Yeah, Winchester was here.
Yeah. So Alexander's gonna grab 2 bowls of beans and kind of like sit down and have one near Ireena, keeping it warm by the fire, just kind of continuing to write. So she wakes up.
She would wake, stir from a pretty restless sleep. Like, I think she got enough. She stayed up probably later than she should, trying to distract herself with the activities of the Vistani. And as they get up and move around, she would wake up and kind of rub the sleep from her eyes and seeing Alexander. How long have you been awake, my friend?
Only long enough to write a few more things. Don't worry. I've got you some beans. They can be quite enjoyable if you don't mind the smell of smoke upon them.
Thank you. That's all right. What are you writing?
Everything. I found once I've got in this land an insatiable habit for keeping track of our activities. Just, oh, please.
You're like one of those great adventurers. They tell the stories and later we get to read about it. I'm grateful for people like you. You made my world a brighter place for a long time. And she'll take the bowl of beans.
I don't know about that, but there is a lot that is happening here, and we are responsible for a lot of important matters, it would seem now. So, having that chronicled, at least, between me and Colin, well, we'll be alright. How are you? Speaking of alright, you left Madame Ava's tent a bit later than the rest of us and seemed stressed.
Well, surely you heard the same thing as I did.
Of course, but I did not linger in that place.
You did not linger in a place of truth. How strange.
Well, when they tell you have some deep evil within you, I don't see any reason to continue to give it any validity. It struck something in me, and I suppose I needed time.
Did she say evil? I don't
Great
recall that.
Great rage, passion, and bestial or malevolent energy. I can think a few things that would be positive about Sajikara.
There is nothing wrong with passion for life and for a cause. Not in my opinion, anyways. This dreary landscape, and she kind of points around at the gray mists that are encroaching everything, could use with something a bit brighter.
The light here is sadly missing. It
Yes.
reminds me in many ways of Valkovnia, but at the same time, you're right. It's darker here. Perhaps we can get you there.
Oh, you speak of Vallaki.
Well,
Yes.
Vallaki, yes, but perhaps beyond. It seems this land is not safe to you. We would get you out.
Yeah. Perhaps. Barovia is not the place where dreams come true, so I will remain optimistic, but
I think-
realistic.
I would show you the sun if we could.
I would love to see it. A child over yonder said they saw an elephant. A strange creature.
An elephant. Here?
No, a land far from here. Waterdeep? Something like that. What a strange name.
It reminds me of something. It stars at the memory, but it can't quite place it. Some adventure. We have strangers come through Falkovny every once in a while. I think they are lost from other worlds, but or lands, perhaps.
Where are the others? I've not seen them around.
Yeah, what is
Days.
everyone else doing?
Over here, whatever you guys are done, stop talking about elephants and other crap. I'm ready to go.
Colin, have you had breakfast?
You should have some beans. Get some strength, proteins.
That's okay. I have granola.
No, granola only goes so far. You need the land.
What do you mean? Granola comes with me everywhere I go.
Well, you could have some beans and they would take you farther.
I guess you did say that they were smoky. Not that I was eavesdropping.
You weren't dropping no eaves?
No, I'm just over here. Just you talk really loud.
Colin, it is all right. You could just walk over and join us. I enjoy your company, my friend. You always keep things interesting.
It's
Indeed.
not what I do.
Is it not?
I mean, I guess being interested in everything does tend to lend to being interesting, I guess.
Why? I do find your curiosity absolutely delightful. As someone who is curious herself, I've never had the opportunity to have such unbridled enthusiasm. It's refreshing to see.
Well, the world is full of wonderful mysteries, and you just got to turn the page to see what's next.
Speaking of wonderful mysteries, I must excuse myself to go see to Toby and Winchester. Eat well, you two. No, get ahead.
Winchester would have woken up, made himself a bit of coffee from his reserve, and would have just kind of sat by the river for a while before getting up, quenching his fire, and turning to go walk towards Toby. Before he starts walking, he kind of stops for a moment, and glances down at the water next to him. And he looks shocked for a second, and then visibly angry, and he kicks the water, and he walks over towards Toby. Toby,
I'll be sleeping.
Winchester will lightly nudge Toby with his foot. He'll kneel down next to Toby, in his ear. Bacon!
What are you shouting about, Colin?
I'm not shouting, that was Winchester.
Oh, Winchester. Sorry. Who's who?
Waking up
Toby
from.
probably just like tense and shocked. Like, huh? What?
Maybe we keep yelling food names. Beans!
I do have beans.
Hey, DM. How bad am I suffering right now?
Let's take a look at this, huh?
What is my level of suffering?
I need you to make a con save for me.
Can I don't know, can we help him
No.
with that at all?
No.
It's not a check, you know. Oof.
Hey!
Your dreams last night were horrifying.
God.
There was blood and screaming from familiar voices, and every part of you felt horror and fear and shame and loss. And
Well,
you have
that's not
woken
good.
up, and it's one of those dreams where when you wake up, you don't shed just because you're awake. It stays with you, it lingers, it sets your whole day. So while you're physically not feeling as rough as you were yesterday, mentally, emotionally, you feel drained and full of those feelings.
Okay. So yeah, Toby will wake up and just and just look around.
Rena will come over with a small wooden plate full of beans and bacon bits with some flatbread just kind of tucked in on the side and offer it to you with some wooden flatware and just, oh, my friend, the threads of fate are not so kind to you, I think, this morning. Please eat.
And he'll just kind of slowly seat himself up and kind of like looking all around him. Just everything so surreal.
It is
Filled with
fine. You are safe here. Please eat. Regain your strength.
Over here with friends.
Hey DM,
Mm-hmm.
how does the food taste today?
Like sand. It tastes like sand.
Oh, the word.
It is dull and tasteless, which is very strange because smelling it actually smells quite enticing. Like you expect the bite to be wonderful and savory, and then you put it in your mouth, and it just all thought of that fades.
What, out of game, what is this related to? Is this still related to possibly
He is
maybe
still-
the pies, or is it related
Maybe
to a
the
bad
pies.
table?
It is
It is.
100% the pies.
Would you like to roll an insight check? You want a vibe check? What's going on with him?
Yeah, because I know last time Colin checked him out, he was like, "Yeah, this dude is cursed, but not a curse I can remove." But seeing Toby keep hating food after what he knows about Toby, he's gonna be like, "How can we fix this?"
Alexander would like draw his cloak to kind of like hide Toby's immediate reaction to the food.
Oh, Toby's definitely gonna look for Ireena because he's like, I am not
He-
getting yelled at today.
He sees like Alexander is going to like literally like
Nice.
like hide like hide your profile mostly.
Cole, you would wager that this is definitely from those pies he ate, that there seems to be an addictive quality to them, and that while he has not had one today, like the effects are still lingering with him. You guess that the more time he goes without them, the more the effects will fade.
Yeah, when I figure this out, I'll just walk over. I should have seen it before, but I definitely know what's wrong with Toby now. So
What did Toby
God,
do with the beans is the question.
Is Ireena watching him?
I'm blocking
them
you
out.
with a cloak.
If Colin gets up and moves over across, she's gonna be like, "What the hell is going
Gonna
on
see
over
a cloak
there?"
drawn over Toby's
Oh,
media
great.
If
profile.
she sees a fucking cloak drawn over, then yeah, she's gonna walk over. Y'all be fucking weirdos.
Toby will just panic and just shove like the rest of the bowl in just one go, and just
What is
swallow
going
it
on over
hard
here?
and just feel disgusted. Like,
okay,
Is everything all right?
hold on, everyone. Just real quick. I have good news and I have bad news. I've
What
read it-
is the
I've-
bad news?
I've read about this before. Toby is coming off of an addiction to the pies, I'm assuming. So good news is just a couple more days, let him sweat it out. Definitely don't eat more pies, and then food should return to tasting like normal. We could try something real quick. I've heard it might help, but I'm not quite sure. And he'll just reach up and smack Toby across the face. Snap out of it!
Oh,
what?
Colin.
You just smack me? Or just,
Yeah. Okay, now try some beans. Do they taste better?
Colin.
Colin.
They-
Listen, it's better
Why did you
than
hit me?
electroshock. I just wanted to try it.
electroshock.
What is this electroshock?
Using
You know-
the
you know-
forces of
You don't want to hear about it.
Using
Anyways.
lightning energy to correct someone's mental state is by no means, it's barbaric.
Well, yeah, that's why I didn't do it.
Yes, and physical abuse is not the path to success either.
Does it work?
But did you die?
But does it work?
Yeah, try some beans again. Did it work?
Here, have some of mine. Offer you a bowl of beans.
Toby,
Yeah, Toby will take it and just like a real wrinkled face, just and just
It was-
really want to spit it out. But since Irina's there, he'll swallow it.
It was worth a shot. Like I said, just a couple days, he'll be fine.
Rena, who has been watching all of this, is just gonna very politely and put an arm on your shoulder. Toby, sure, Gio. Are you all right? Is there something wrong with the food?
no, not at all. You see, my friend is rather just a picky eater, but we will soon have him sorted. He is new to this land and has come into an unfortunate run-in. Your hospitality and kindness is beyond measure. We are so pleased. And I promise the next time we meet, he will be much more keen about the food.
Oh, no offense taken. I just worry about him.
Indeed, and your concern is noted and appreciated. Thank your elder again for your hospitality.
She'll kind of glance at Colin and then like wander off to go tend to the pot of food.
It is possible that these people, these Vistani, might have a solution for Toby's ailment.
We should
If,
ask.
if they've seen something like this before, then perhaps, or at least know what to do, maybe? I don't know. We should definitely ask, though.
You mentioned you had reason to head to Vallaki before.
Pardon?
No, Winchester had mentioned he had reason to go to Vallaki before. Is that related to this?
I don't even know where we are.
Sidebar, you mean... I think I said Tser Pool, not Vallaki.
Oh.
Correct. He needed
You-
to come here.
Yeah, you had
yeah.
interest in the Vistani before. Is that related to this reading or?
Yes. For the most part.
For the most part, but not entirely of the part.
I was wondering if they could give me advice for this. But unfortunately, even Madam Eva did not have an answer.
I mean, beyond a kind card. And the promise that it will get better.
She said I was on a journey, a path, and that it was my own to follow. So we'll see what happens.
He didn't say you couldn't go with friends.
Yes.
Either way, I think our business here is done as far as conditions. I mean, Colin has the ability to remove curses and could not sort this out.
Right, but Toby's ailment is less of a curse, more of a physical ailment. Addiction is not necessarily a curse. Perhaps
Yeah,
they have herbal remedies or
A
something.
disease?
It's more like something in the mind that you just need to get over. Kind of like a broken heart, but really your heart isn't the thing that's actually broken, it's your brain. Your
Broken
brain just
heart.
needs to heal.
A
Colin,
broken
that's
heart.
beautiful. That's such a beautiful sentiment.
I guess.
But not entirely accurate to the situation, I think.
Toby,
Hmm.
I know that it seems the food tastes horrific, but do you think you can manage?
Are you going to yell at me if I don't?
I didn't yell, Toby. I did scold, and yes, I will continue to scold you if you spit out food on the ground.
Can I try something, Toby?
Are you going to shock him?
No.
Oh,
That is
okay.
barbaric.
Sorry.
Can I take your hand, please?
So he is gonna shock him.
And he's just gonna take it in both hands, and he'll slowly start saying a prayer, and kind of divine energy will roll in through his arms into Toby. I'm casting Lesser Restoration. And attempt to remove the conditions or disease from him.
That there is no disease currently affecting him, so that will have no effect. But if you have, is it Lesser Restoration that removes exhaustion?
That's
Or is
greater.
that greater? Okay. Yeah, that's just gonna have no effect. And you will see it settle over him. You will see that the spell works. It performs as it should, but it just seems to have no change on him.
I'm sorry, Toby.
For what?
It didn't work.
I
Oh.
mean, I have granola, which is pretty close to sand already, so you could just eat that.
Perhaps we can make a fun game. Something to help him imagine that it does not taste like sand.
I mean, we could just start walking and, not eating forever.
You're very eager to move on.
I understand the sentiment.
Yeah, this was lovely, but
It clearly wasn't, Colin. We can discuss
Oh,
that later, but...
don't be rude.
Oh. Okay.
Here, Colin, perhaps we can go prepare our items to leave. And she'll look at Toby. Toby, I do not mean to be mean. I just worry about you, my friend. And she'll tap his hand a couple of times and give a soft smile and get up and help Colin kind of begin to put their things together.
Come on, Toby, let's get up. Maybe I'll offer you a hand.
Well, all my things fit in this jacket, so I'm good to go.
Oh, he's gonna nearly pull you down, trying to get himself.
Yeah,
up.
he's like basically like squatting and not really doing any of the work in realistic, but other than being like a counterweight.
Are we leaving now?
I think it would be best. Sorry. Oh.
Upon seeing you standing and kind of looking like you guys are collecting yourselves to go, Arasha will come over and, Giorgio, you're going now. You're
My name's
departing.
Toby.
Giorgio is a Carmelite garment.
Oh.
Sorry, Giorgio. It means someone who is not Vistani.
Larger than life friend.
Ah,
So, yes, I believe our plan is to head back on the road to Vallaki.
Very good. You keep an eye on this one, eh? He's looking a little pale green.
We will take care of Toby. I promise you this, friend.
All right. Is there anything we can do?
Thank your elder for your kindness. Thank
course.
yourselves. So, we
All right, and he'll give you
will,
like a really hearty slap on the back.
Nope, gotta...
All right. You take care. You be safe out on the road. You'll be
Yes.
traveling up into the moors. It gets a little craggy, be sure of foot.
We will watch our step every which way we go. We have an important package to deliver.
Oh, well, we definitely do similar business then.
Yes. I look forward to seeing you all again, man.
Of course, if you ever come back this way.
If we ever find each other again on the road.
And he'll give you kind of a funny look, like he has doubt that he'll see you again.
I'm gonna kind of like put a hand out, like awkwardly, because he's a smaller guy on his big shoulders, just like, we will see each other again. I promise you this.
Of course, of course. The best of luck to you in your travels.
and as well to you. We'll take our leave.
Okay.
Or Alexander at least will take his leave.
Yeah, Ireena would try to seek out the kids from the night before and bid goodbye to them, kind of having a short conversation and wishing them luck on their adventures, you know.
They will excitedly bid you goodbye, and one will hug your leg.
Yeah, she'll hug them back. It was wonderful meeting you all. And she will talk to, her name escapes me now. Let me
Renna?
check my note.
Yes.
Yes. She'll move over to her and thank you for your hospitality tonight.
Of course.
It was wonderful to see color here again and have a night of rest. I am worried. I know the Vistani have seen many things. My friend, he has taken, well, you saw. Is there anything that you could do to help? Food tastes like sand to
I
him.
could give
It's
you
strange.
some herbs for some tea that might lessen the effect, but it does no more than really assist in headaches. I worry, did he have one of those pies that they sell in that village?
Yes, he had many. I would have warned him against it, but I was much too late.
Yes, I believe those pies are created by an old woman, Amortio. And she is best to be steered clear of.
Understood. We will be sure to avoid in the future, but would it be too much to ask?
Of course,
Are these herbs from Barovia?
Yes, they are.
Oh,
And
is
she'll
it
just
something?
pull it out. It's just some black root ground up. It will
thank
help
you.
relieve, mild ailments. It is by no means a curing wounds potion or anything like that.
Yes, no, I appreciate it. Black root, you say?
Yes.
This is something I can maybe look for as we continue on.
Yes. It has silver-edged leaves when you see it in the forest. It's just a little plant. But the roots
you.
grow thick and black.
This is wonderful and incredibly helpful. Thank you so much. It looks like they are getting ready to go, so I should leave. But
Of
again, I
course.
cannot. Never thought that I would get to see so many wonderful things in one night. You truly live a magical life.
Oh, thank you. A safe journey.
To you as well. And Ireena will take her leave.
What's everyone else doing?
Toby moved up to the river just to kind of bend down and kind of splash some water in his face.
Mm-hmm.
Just taking a moment to himself.
Okay.
Obi,
Hmm?
can you be honest with me?
I always am.
How do I look?
What do you mean?
Well, I woke up this morning and realized I could not see my reflection in the water.
Well, that's because you don't have eyes.
Toby, I can still see. I can see shapes and I can see you. But it seems I cannot see my reflection anymore.
I mean, you look a little pale, but
Well, I have an idea for how I can maybe make you food that will be palatable moving forward, but I will need time. So the next time we stop, just give me your rations. Actually, you probably won't eat them between now and then anyway, so do you mind giving me your rations now so I can work on this?
yeah, and he just kind of like takes off the backpack that he has, just sifts through it a little bit, and just grabs like this hefty ass bag that's got like 9 rations, so it's like almost 20 pounds.
Cool. add those.
Do I hear this conversation?
Are you creeping?
I mean, you're not
He's
that
always creeping.
you're not that far away, so how hard you creeping? What's your passive perception?
What is my passive perception? My passive perception... Is it even listed on this sheet? 13.
You would catch snippets. Maybe not the whole thing, though.
Because if I hear Winchester saying he can't see his reflection, deep in my mind, I got some worry.
But probably not that deep.
Yeah, just right on the front. I like look through my stuff and like pull out a cross and just look at it and look over at Winchester. Put it in one of the more prominent pockets and get ready to go.
Alright.
All right, Toby. Well, are you feeling better today? Less pain, hopefully.
It's easier to move. I'm not as tired.
Well, at least there's that. We'll get you right as rain soon. For now, travel with us, and hopefully we can get Ireena somewhere safe. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. And you guys are gonna just head back out onto the road. You will notice looking north, this path that travels off this way kind of winds and ends in what looks like a large tree swarming with ravens before the cliffs rise behind it. And past that it seems impassable. So you would wager you have to go back the way you came to that crossroads and take the fork towards Vallaki.
Okay.
Okay. let me just we'll pull you over here. Where is everyone?
We're missing Ireena.
Yeah, there you go.
She is.
Sorry, I thought I saw some wonderful plants on the side of the road. I just needed to stop and check.
Were they rowan berries?
Yes,
Uh,
both
no.
you and Winchester are looking for plants now.
Well,
What plants are you looking for, Ireena?
I'm always looking for some good plants. You never know, they have many uses. Curing wounds, helping restore morale, I suppose. Some of them just smell nice.
Are you in need of a curative ailment? I have divine magic. You can ask me.
Oh, no, I just... it is a
The-
pastime, a hobby, a habit. You never know when you need some good plants, and I always try to stay stocked. And she references down to a small pouch that she has, and as she opens it up, she'll show that she has different little pouches of gathered herbs that she collects. It has been a while since I was able to be out. My stock, I have it, but it's always better when it's fresh, you know? So I just am keeping an eye, able to...
Some people like natural remedies more, Alex, than magic. So, it's valid.
I mean no offense. Of course, like, magic is wonderful. It's just I've grown fond of finding the magic of Barovia where it can be found.
Are you good at identifying plants then, Ireena?
I'm familiar with these lands. Yes, I can help. As a child, I was allowed a little bit more agency to explore around the village. I spent a lot of time, in the woods, pretending to be a great hero on an adventure of her own. And every hero needs to make sure they are ready.
You
But
know,
yes,
you keep mentioning this about wanting to be a great hero and all these great heroes. What even is a hero? Like, it could be
What a-
anything.
what a beautiful question, Colin. What is a hero? What defines hero? I would love to have this conversation. I have many ideas. I honestly think a hero is someone who just spreads kindness.
Then you are one of the greatest heroes I've met in a long time.
Oh, Colin, you are too kind to me, my friend.
Not kind, just incredibly honest.
It is something I admire. Winchester, I know that you are also looking. I'd be happy to share my knowledge of Barovia, and if we find more plants, we could maybe find something to better help Toby with his headache.
Of
Yes?
course, of course. I appreciate someone else who is interested in and has a passion for botany and nature. And Alex, of course, it's no disrespect. As one who is.
Everyone can stop apologizing. I'll be fine, thank you. I am not a child.
All right.
No, but you are a middle-aged man, and we have fragile egos.
Middle-aged? My goodness.
Yeah.
How old do you think I am?
Anyway.
Well, probably what, in your 20s or 30s, and the life expectancy in these times is really low, actually. So yeah, we're both middle-aged men, Alex.
I think you have serious lack of awareness of the.
Wait, are you an elf? Sorry, I don't
do
really.
I have pointed ears and an aloof sense of superiority?
I don't know. Do you? Because I legitimately forgot.
I don't have pointed ears.
Alex is a
and
human, right?
I am a human.
Yeah. Then exactly, Alex. Elves might live a long time, but us humans don't.
I think you underestimate the restorative efforts and available medicines of this land. You just merely need to look to your allies. They are both very capable healers of
I
the
think
natural order.
you underestimate the fact that we've already fought a vampire, ghosts, a weird gooey monster, and what else? You could die tomorrow.
We're adventurers, Alec. We're adventurers.
Ireena, we'll talk later.
I never called myself that. I just blipped into this place, minded my own business.
We all did. And yet here we are, solving problems. You're a hero.
You guys.
Every member of that family would call you as such.
I'm just a dude who.
What would you prefer, interloper?
I'm just a person doing things and stuff, and that's.
You're a good person, then.
Yeah, that's debatable.
I would be happy to debate that then. I'm just being very honest, Colin.
Look at you.
Yes, your words turned against you. What a vindictive man I am. How dare I compliment people?
Yeah, you should get that checked.
Gradually, you will return back to the crossroads. The old wooden gallows, once creaking in the chill wind, now are laying in a burnt pile of ash. However, you can still see that the well-worn road splits here, and the sign points off in 3 directions. Barovia Village to the east, Tser Pool to the northwest, and Ravenloft / Vallaki to the southwest.
Well, one of those destinations is where we're heading.
Where are we going?
Vallaki. We must deliver Ireena to safety. Although I would think Vallaki might not be the final destination for your safety.
Did we ever question that, or are we just?
We didn't, which is why we will go there and assess the situation and keep Ireena safe.
What does?
Colin, a message was sent ahead by my brother. If we do not at least check in, I fear for the worst. But I would hate to give him more reason to worry about me. will admit I'm not fond of the idea of staying there, but I do wish to be safe. You understand?
You will be safe with us.
Yes, that's fair, but I mean, you're your own person. You can do whatever you want.
Exactly.
I appreciate the sentiment.
But for the moment, I would hasten us all down the road to Vallaki.
Okay.
Yes. While we're walking, I'm just gonna casually walk behind Winchester just a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out a cross, and behind him, I'm gonna try to touch it to his back.
Winchester, who, no matter what, sees all of this, will just let it happen. Nothing, I'm assuming nothing happens, Luca.
Nothing happens, no.
Yeah.
And I'll just write some notes down and put it back in my pocket and keep walking.
Okay. You are going to notice that the landscape is beginning to change as you continue southwest towards a road that's gradually climbing up. You climb steadily up the steep, craggy moors, and it's blanketed in thick mist and damp heather. The forests are thinning here and less dense, and the road ahead of you just continues to climb up and up and up into the moors. You will eventually come to a small roadside hut that appears abandoned, long since abandoned.
Ireena will move over to it as they walk by and kind of like peer inside, trying to figure out what on earth, what a strange little place to build this. Trying to understand, was it just a home? Like,
Yeah.
is it too worn down to tell?
Roll investigation.
Okie dokie. Let me pull up my character sheet. I am prepared for rolling. It's a 6. She doesn't know things about buildings.
It appears to be an old building. There's a few bones kind of sticking up out of the heather and mud in the base of the building. But other than that, it is a ruined, possibly old farmhouse.
And
Had these-
go
for
for it.
Nope, you're good.
Alexander, as he's walking about, like, noticed that and Yates said it was a fortunate place once, now ruins. And my heart said, but it's beautiful now still.
Are you narrating your own notes?
No, I'm reminded of poetry by this ruined place.
Cool. Is there any magical essence to this building?
No, you don't see any magical essence. Though, Colin, as you're glancing about, go ahead and roll a perception for me.
Perception or Arcana?
Perception.
Dang it. All right. Where is that button? Today is a good day. 18.
You are going to notice a spirit wandering in the heather, kind of a distance off. Kind of fades in and out of view, wandering aimlessly.
Is this one of the normal spirits I see or a new one?
This one you haven't seen before.
Cool. Does it seem friendly?
It seems to just be wandering aimlessly, and it'll fade and then appear a few feet further, and then fade, and then a few feet further on it'll come back into view.
How far off is it?
A fair distance. I don't know if you would be
More
able
than
to see
60
it.
feet.
Yeah. But also, it's
Um,
not really making any solid contact with the world, so I am not sure if you would be able to see that.
I'll just start talking to Colin. Colin,
Your owl
you-
or
do you
yourself.
to Colin too.
Okay.
Do you see that? Do you know who that is? Have you met them before? And Colin 2 will probably just woo woo. Do I tell the people that are walking with me that there's more ghosts around than normal? Or
Pardon?
Sorry, what?
Yeah, there's a new spirit up ahead. Just heads up.
What? A spirit?
Where?
Yeah, I mean, you're always traveling with, some or one or a couple, but this one I've not seen before.
Where is it? What does it look like?
What does it look like, other than just wandering aimlessly?
It looks mostly like a younger woman. And every once in a while, as you inspect her, there appear to be flames that shoot up at her feet. And you will see her face change from just calm, aimless wandering to like terrible pain, flickering in and out of that moment.
This is definitely the spirit of a tortured woman. If you want to wait a second, I can go try to talk to her. I don't know if I would recommend that you guys try.
Oh,
No offense.
When do we all go? To give you support.
I'll give you a signal. Just let me go a little ahead.
all right.
Fine.
And,
Toby, do you hear this? Colin is going to speak to a spirit. Have you heard anything so wonderful in your life?
I talk to one every day, and you haven't thought it's weird so far. But anyways,
No, I don't.
I'm gonna keep walking ahead a little bit and just approach really calmly, and just see what happens.
Toby, you know the drill. Stand still.
She will kind of turn to you, and again, every few seconds, she will fade from view and appear like a foot to the left or to the right. And then every so often, the image of her just calmly staring will change to one of flames flickering at her feet, and her face will be a grimace of pain. And she seems to be unaware that she is changing visually. She'll just turn to you and say nothing.
Hello, what is your name? I'm here to help. I don't mean any harm.
And she will walk through you and towards the house.
Oh, I hate when they do that. Yeah.
As she passes through you, you are going to feel what feels like flames burning your skin.
Ouch.
Are you okay?
Yeah, but mostly it just feels so weird.
Do you
but
need help?
I think we should enter the house if we want to help this tortured soul.
So you're saying we should go in?
Yeah,
Real
but
loud.
be respectful.
Understood.
Then I'll go to the house and is there a door even to knock on?
I don't have a map for this, but I do have this little token, and we can just say that she's over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I want to be respectful of the home, knowing kind of is there a door or a door frame? I mean, a general place where a door
Kind
might
of,
be.
yes.
Kind of knock on the stone, kind of. Excuse me.
She will pass through the wall into the house and just turn and stare at you all.
Might we come in, spirit?
And she's just gonna turn her back to you and walk over to the corner.
What are you, a vampire, Alex? And I'll just.
I'm being respectful.
Well, just don't break anything.
I'm not breaking. I'm just trying to ask nicely to.
I'll just walk in and kind
I'll
of look around at everything.
Walk in after him.
See if I can notice any belongings, any body.
Investigate.
DM.
Mm-hmm.
During all of this, for 1 minute, as soon as Colin pointed out the spirit, Winchester would have started pulling out a bag of salt from his bag and would be creating a 10-foot radius ring and start chanting, very low chanting, just some arcane words. And then as he finishes, the salt will burst in white light and will create a protective barrier for us to retreat to if necessary.
Okay.
Casting circle of salt.
Colin, you are going to notice that the base of the stones in these ruins are scorched, blackened with ancient soot. And in the corner, amid some burnt wreckage, now overgrown with weeds and heather of like a table, are bones. And it looks like a larger set of bones cradling a smaller set of bones.
Of course.
But she will just kind of stand there and looking down at it and then look up at you.
I'll walk towards the bones and look at her. So, is this like you just want a final resting place situation, or is there something else I can do for you? Oh, hold on. Sorry, where are my manners? And he'll pull out from his pocket the Ouija board and unfold it and sit on the ground. Alex, come sit down.
Oh, me? Very well then. And he'll sit, cross-legged next to him. What do you need me to do?
Just put your hands on this here and just focus your energy on talking to the spirit.
Very well then. He'll do exactly as asked.
How can we help?
All right. As you sit down with this Ouija board, the ghost is actually going to look at you and then move into you. And you are going to have a vision of a town, or of this house, now fully formed, no longer ruins, and a small family, a man, a woman, and a child, sitting down for dinner in the evening, and an attack occurs with vampires, and they rush in. The woman will retreat with the child to the corner, and the man flees, running out of the house. The vampire spawn, in the attack, manage to knock over the lantern as the woman fights them off, and the entire house begins to burn. They flee, but it is too much raging fire and destruction for her to get out with her child. And you will feel all of the pain as the flames take their bodies, and she cradles the child in their last moments. And as this vision ends, you will come to, and she is just standing next to you, looking down at the bones.
So sorry this happened to you. Alex, did you see anything?
Keeper, did I?
Yes.
Oh. It just opens eyes are a little bit welled up. Just, yes. My family was destroyed by a fire.
Someone did this to them. I mean,
Vampire spawn did this to them.
we should start with giving them a proper burial.
Of course.
She will turn and backs to you, walk through the wall again, outside of the house, of the ruins.
I'll pick up the bones in my bone bag, and
Don't put them in a bag. We can keep them together somehow else with a bit more respect, yes?
this is a great extra large bone bag. It carries all the bones perfectly. And we'll carry the bones out and follow the spirit to where they're leading.
She will actually lead you to what appears to be a little family plot a few meters off from the house. There's a few little stone grave markers. The words now faded to time. And she will just stand there and look at you pleading, flickering back and forth between grimaces of pain and a look of longing.
Hey, Alex, you have any fancy magic that helps you dig a hole faster?
I have a shovel
Cool. I don't.
and hard work. I'll start, and it will begin digging a plot for 2.
Yeah, it's gonna take a couple of hours digging through the damp earth. The heather is quite thickly grown, so even just getting through the roots will take a while.
Yeah,
But
I'll use the sword to start helping dig.
Yeah. You guys are able to dig that grave. She will stand just silently watching while you do this, waiting. And eventually you do get it dug. I assume during these few hours, the rest of the party comes over to investigate.
Yeah, I think Ireena would, sticking close to Winchester and Toby through this, kind of curiously watching. Not really asking what it is. I think picking up on the somber attitude of Alex and Colin as they set to the task.
Winchester definitely would have stayed inside the protective barrier for a little while, and then seeing that the spirit was not aggressive, would have come over and actually started to help dig the hole with his like botany spade and whatever he can get his hands on.
Okay.
Better than nothing, man.
Yeah, you're right. But
So when we get it
Yeah.
big enough, lay them down in their plots, and
6 feet. It has to be 6 feet, Colin.
Yes, I know. And I'll take some dirt and I'll sprinkle it over each of them. Ireena, I know you didn't know these people, but did you want to say anything? I'm not very good at these kinds of things.
I could say a few prayers to the Triune.
Might be nice.
No, I think they would just like some words of kindness. And Ireena will move to the edge of the grave and she'll link arms with Colin and just kind of hold it and look down and say, I am sorry that there were not people to help you sooner. But your bravery and your love for your family will always be remembered by the people who are here. You will be remembered by the people who are here. Rest easy now and know that you can be at peace with your child in a land far brighter than this one.
Thank you. That was great.
Thank you, Colin.
Winchester will reach into his bag and pull out some sunflower seeds that he uses for trail mix for Toby sometimes when he's not deathly afraid of all types of food. He pulls out these sunflower seeds and he kind of just holds them in his hands and whispers for a second or two and opens his hands, and there are 10, 15 fully grown sunflowers in his hands, and he just kind of sprinkles them in the graves and says, "You may not have had sun in life, but you will have it in death."
All right, as you lay the bones to rest and begin setting the soil back on top, you will see her, and color will kind of return to her form. You will see her clothing restored, and she looks almost corporeal. And she will reach down, smile, and grab, it looks like she's grabbing someone's hand that's much smaller than her, but you cannot see it. And she will turn and walk away and fade from view.
Thank you guys for your help. I appreciate it.
Alexander's just
Colin.
gonna walk back to the road with his back to the group.
I'm grateful that you saw her. It seems many have passed by and been unable to help.
It's a blessing and a curse all the same.
Understood.
And with that, I'm gonna say we take a little break before you continue your journey. Welcome back. Your group continues on the road, continuing to gain elevation, the dark forests giving way to rocky, windswept moors and hillsides covered with thick grasses and harsh crags. The forests here still do exist, however, they are much more thinned and taller. Let me show you here. The trees grow thinner and taller here, thinning slightly, and the air is filled with a chill damp. And the trees loom like giant gravestones.
You know, for such an ugly place, it is also quite beautiful.
It'd just be
It does.
beautiful.
It
Well-
has a haunting charm, I think
Yeah.
is how I would describe it.
Well, I know a lot of people don't like, wet, damp, moss-covered areas, but it's quite nice.
Some
Toby,
people.
could you tell me about where you're from?
I was just gonna ask about Toby as well. He's been so quiet. Are you feeling okay?
Do you associate Toby with dark, damp places?
No, I associate him with no places, which is why I asked.
This entire time, Toby has just been like paranoid, just looking everywhere. Like any little sound just kind of sets him off, and kind of snaps back to reality.
God
It's
damn it, Toby.
it's it's kind of like a forest, but not. There's trees and there's like deep, almost like puddles everywhere, but they're not big.
Wait, that's where you're from, or are you just describing where we are now?
No, it's where I'm from.
What is this place called?
Fuck.
That's what I was gonna ask, honestly.
I'm just gonna reuse this. We call it Jarondar.
Jarondar. Sounds... I don't know. I like this word.
So,
Or were
you
there
s-
others like you there?
Good
Mhm.
question.
A family, perhaps?
Kind of.
You said that we call it that. What does everyone else call it?
Call what?
Where you live?
I mean, we call it home, I guess.
But you keep saying we call it, we call it. What is it named
It
to?
means his family, Colin. Come now. Don't
I
have
understand,
to cry. You're
but there's
crying.
Toby,
Colin,
make a
meaning-
constitution check for me.
Son of a bitch.
There's a
Colin,
meaning
you have to be nice. Sometimes he does not
behind
use every word.
people's
You can't sit here
words.
picking
Save.
apart everyone's sentences.
What did you roll?
You want me to do a save?
Yeah, constitution.
Not
is-
every word that someone says has
Hey,
meaning,
another 23.
Well, then why
Sometimes-
say them at all?
because they want to talk to people.
Talking to people not have meaning?
Talking to people always has meaning, but you attempt
Therefore,
to
every word you say has meaning. So,
but you don't have to pick it apart. You let Toby say what he wants to say.
Ireena will kind of shuffle over to Winchester. Do they always bicker like this?
I was going to ask the same thing, Ireena. I'm not entirely sure.
Perhaps we might
We don't
Distract
even
them.
know each other.
She
Well,
is
you could
whispering
ask
this. You cannot hear her. She is whispering this to Winchester.
Yeah, well, you know, he has his meta pigeons. Look, Colin, you have to be nice to people. That is how you get to know them. You don't go there by picking at every scab they show on their skin, or shoving miniature torture devices into people's backs.
What?
You saw what you did to Winchester.
I did no such torture devices. I was
You
just
threw
checking
a-
to see if he's a vampire.
You threw a crucifix into his back.
Winchester, did you hear that? They think you are a vampire.
I'm not entirely sure what I am, Ireena.
You
So-
are not a vampire. Trust me, I will know.
Fair.
As you continue to climb in elevation, you will reach a sort of clearing, an outcropping on the road, and you will be able to turn behind you. And you will see this. Towering trees whose tops are lost in heavy gray mist block out all but a death gray light, and most of the view to the west is obscured. But as you look behind you, you can see the valley from which you came, and the castle, Ravenloft, towering above the village of Barovia, which you can no longer see.
You guys see that freaking massive castle?
No, I don't.
Yes. Well, I will describe it to you. It's the same castle we saw in the village of Barovia.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm not very good at geography.
Is it even more daunting than it was then?
Same degree, honestly. High spires. Lovely view, I imagine. Plenty of time to sit on your hands and surprised
Quite a
that
long-
place can see the light.
Quite a long drop if you were to fall.
Not if you could fly.
I suppose
Can you
that is
fly, Winchester?
true. No. I've always been afraid of heights.
Have you
Oh,
tried
really?
since your ailment to fly?
I have never tried to fly.
You should try real quick.
Oh, he said he was afraid.
I don't think I'm going to just yet.
Winchester might be able to fly.
I'm out of breath.
Are those your notes?
Yes.
Why am I doing that? I don't understand.
Alex.
Right, Alex?
I just feel very out of breath. You mentioned falling out of that tower. I didn't think I was afraid of heights, but
At that point, Toby, like even in his paranoid, so just kind of like grab onto Alex's arm.
thank you. Toby, I'm sorry. I just feel
You're not afraid of heights. You're
I
afraid
didn't-
of what happens when you hit the bottom.
I suppose semantic
Very
arguments.
macabre.
I mean, that's what most of our fears are. Things that scare us into thinking we can die from it.
Are you afraid of death, Colin?
No.
How delightful. Me either. Why not?
Death isn't the end.
And
I mean, look at Winchester.
we could all be so lucky to return back from dying.
Oh, Winchester, here, come here. Your hair. It's a bit messed. And Ireena will move over and kind of push some of Winchester's hair away from like the bandage around his eyes and kind of straighten it for him. I know that we are in the wilderness, but it does not mean we cannot look nice.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr.
Oh, wow.
Rogers has granted you guys a good table, so I have a little encounter for you.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
Oh.
Rogers.
And
What?
I
Just
have
think if it was a bad table, and it wasn't.
It's a good table for us, Luca, not you.
Ireena
specify.
and Colin, with your passive perception, you will start to see what appears to be a structure through the sparse tree line ahead. And I will show you as you kind of round a bend in the cracks. You'll see this. And I'm glad we get to use this.
What unfortunate timing for a crazy building to show up when we were right in the middle of talking about death.
There's always more time for death. Colin, when is that?
Don't know, but these vines look scary, Winchester.
They do not look scary.
They're eating the whole building.
Not
they-
afraid of death, but afraid of some vines.
How far off is the building?
As you continue to walk closer, it's now like 40 feet. In fact, I have a map for it somewhere.
No.
Hold on.
I just don't like being tied up, and vines tend to do that to you.
They're not moving too quickly, I think.
DM, are these vines or are they roots?
Are you gonna do a nature check to go see?
Sure. Okay.
What plant
Can I
family are
assist
these?
with that?
You may assist.
Someone.
Okay,
Is
thank
that
you.
just does that grant him advantage, or do I need to roll and we average?
Yeah,
and
have
then
it do advantage with it.
Can I make a separate check?
There's a 20. On the
Are
nature
you
check.
are you doing the same check?
Plant
Just
buddies.
somewhat.
No, I would like to try and ascertain the divinity associated with this church if I
Yeah.
could.
Ooh. Okay.
By religion?
Yeah.
Via
Do
a
religion.
religion check.
Did you use your advantage already, Turk?
I have not, so I'm roll with that.
Okay. Oh my god, are you kidding me?
2 5s.
All
Five
right.
and a
So you are
five.
unable to determine what deity this ruined chapel seems to have belonged to or been in worship of once upon a time. Winchester, you can tell that these are terror vines. It is a dangerous plant, native to Barovia. Thorny, like the wild rose plant it resembles, the terror vine can easily cause a minor stabbing wound in unwary passersby. Unfortunates so wounded are exposed to the vine's poison, falling into the vine incapacitated and still taking further wounds.
Would I know if they... No, that's fine. You are quite right, Colin. These are horrible things. Why would I think they were roots? No, these are terror vines. They will stab you and poison you, incapacitate you, and probably draw you in for a grisly death. So,
Sounds like a Saturday night, but today's Thursday.
The wonderful joke. Sorry.
Yeah, death is one thing, but pain and torture, not so much fun.
no, but we should probably excise the vines. So, would anyone care to help me burn them away?
I
I
can,
would get us into the building. I would just worry about the structural damage it would cause to this holy place.
Well, the vines are defiling this quote-unquote holy place.
Why did you say quote unquote? Come now. It's a church. What
Not
least
You
all-
a
are
chapel.
breathing
Not all
hard. Are you
churches
all
are
right?
holy.
Sorry, the thought of
I agree, Winchester.
falling had me. Something startled me. I am sorry. I'm good. Thank you, Toby.
No, but actually, Ireena, do you think we could actually take some samples of this? this vine?
I might have something to keep it from. Be careful. We will not want to touch any of the sap or anything. GM, is that possible? Can we take some and add to my herbalism kit?
Very carefully, you can approach the. In fact, roll a dex for me, as you're going to like try and dexterously slice off some of the thorns without pricking yourself.
Could I do survival?
Absolutely.
Can I assist with that?
Yes. How are you assisting?
Well, I mean, I imagine we're both approaching
Together,
slowly.
kind of like
Okay.
holding back and pulling and making sure it's not dripping on ours. Yep.
Don't worry too much if you get poisoned or stuff. You know, between me and
16.
Alex, we have you covered.
16, GM.
Yeah, you are able to do so. You get a little sample of terror vine and its poison.
Very good. I can replicate this now. This is. Sorry. This is good.
You must be careful. Perhaps if we might be able to create an antidote of some kind if we ever encounter this in the future.
Oh yes, no, of course. I can grow what we have, and not only neutralize the poison and create an antidote, but also duplicate the poison, and perhaps if we wanted to lather our weapons in this poison, we might be able to do so. There's a lot of practical applications that I'd love to talk to you about, but first off, we really must destroy these vines.
Alex, why are you cursing the skies? You okay over there?
It's fine. I'm sorry. There is voices, something calling out, singing badly above me.
I think
But-
Alex might need to take a seat.
I will be fine. Thank you very much. I need to get into this building to ascertain its purpose and maybe to reconsecrate it. So to
Toby,
speak.
it's all right. Toby, you can join us. Everything is fine.
Are you guys trying to weave your way, or are you tacking your way through the vines?
I would try to burn my way through.
Okay.
Yeah, I would use the sword to like move and prod and walk through.
Okay.
I was just trying to weave this way through.
Using your sword and burning, you are able to remove the vines from the entrance, the crumbling entrance of this building, which was definitely at one point very obviously a shrine visited by travelers on the road. Although it now is definitely forgotten and defaced, with the land attempting to reclaim it.
Alex is gonna walk right in, like he has everything smoldering and curling back. He'll get in at the earliest point.
All right.
Start kind of feeling this place out. I mean, he's looking for holy iconography or a ruined sepulcher, pulpits with symbology.
You are going to notice a broken stained glass window depicting 3 figures, possibly deities or saints or some figures of importance, possibly who held sway over different realms or even areas of the land, judging by the iconography above their heads.
I thought I was muted when I said ooh, so I guess that's what I say in character as soon as we see it.
Can I make a religion check given this new iconography?
Yes.
Perfection. Hold 1 second. Let me just do that. And that, come on. 11. It is shit on Alex Day, my goodness.
I mean, 11. So you would recognize that this is probably 3 female figures that are kind of prevalent in many religions, or not even really religions, older mythos and things of that nature, the three female figures seem to pop up quite frequently throughout different cultures' lands. Usually in charge of various things with the land or caring about different areas of the people. There's usually like one that's in charge of fertility or things like that.
They're kind of like proto-Fingal, like nature-based deities, kind of connected more intrinsically to the land, not some kind of divine presence brought in, not like,
Not like the
Lathander
Morning
or-
Lord or
not like the Morning Lord or anything like
Exactly.
that. Yeah,
Would
this is something that's been here.
would I know anything more? Being,
Roll either
Would you
religion
like
or
nature?
history.
could I roll nature instead? Since
No.
this is tied to fine.
So
Take your nature check.
funny story, Turk. I have a +5 to religion, and you have a +2. I love how you're the rolling all the religion, and I'm just sitting here watching
Well,
you.
you don't give a shit, so here we are.
So
I
a
just rolled a
13,
13.
You would probably notice the same thing again, where it's like these kind of proto deities tied to the
Let's-
land
do
that
I have-
appear here and there in
Do I have any
various cultures.
plus twos that I don't think I have.
As everyone's sitting here studying it, all right, fine. Let's see what my brain knows, and I'll roll a history just to balance
Absolutely.
it out. And watch, I'm gonna roll really low because I said that I have a higher modifier.
Wow.
I rolled a 7.
Wow.
Right
So
on
I
the tip
rolled-
of our tongue.
I rolled a 2.
Oh my god.
You know what though? Cole, you with your this is a good table. So, Colin, with your whole Antiques Roadshow, you are able to look at this broken glass, the iconography, and everything with your knowledge of antiquities, ancient arts, things of that nature. You are able to reasonably piece together what this might look like if it were restored.
Beautiful. I'll draw a picture real quick in my little notebook. And then I'll show it to Alex and Winchester.
Interesting. So it's 3 nature goddesses of the marsh, mountains, and the mist? Forest, maybe. I suppose forest would make the most sense, given the general landscape we've noted thus far. This is an interesting place. No wonder it's overgrown. The Bright Lord seems to have taken higher precedence here in this land than elsewhere. Must have gone out when the new Lord came in.
It's interesting. It's almost as if this would be a temple to them, obviously.
Well, of course, it's overgrown, likely.
Well, that's the thing. It's overgrown, but this is a temple to nature deities. It's overgrown with something not pleasant, not natural.
You've never been in a place defined by war, have you?
Well, I have, thank you,
Well,
but these are not warring.
of
These
course,
are
but you
nature.
understand when a new person takes power, they bring in their religion to unite the people. We see the Bright Lord more prominently cared for, even in the minds of broken creatures, because that is the will of the new powers.
Right.
The Triune, now, here. That is certainly something to observe. Curious.
Well, I'll just continue walking around the place, being careful and looking for anything magical.
Mm-hmm. Roll an investigation for me.
Do I have to? Is the question.
Am for magical? No.
Yeah.
So you're not going to see anything magical.
Okay.
But if you would like to cast about the ruins looking for anything else, roll an investigation for me.
Yeah, I'll do general searching as well. 12.
Okay.
We think this place is dangerous, Alex.
Do you feel in danger?
I mean, we should always feel in danger, but...
Oh, come now. Did you feel in danger in the Vistani camp? We are warned by the fire.
Yes.
Team.
I don't know. Luca?
Mm-hmm.
With my my hashtag see everything TM, do I see what's in like this room here and over here and maybe even down these stairs? Can I sonar, please?
Yes, but I'm going to resolve Colin's trinket first. And Okay, let's see here if I can find this. Can I find this book? You are going to find a book, Colin. And it seems to be a small, worn book of children's nursery rhymes.
How did I find this? And to find it, did I have to touch it already?
No, you notice it setting in some abandoned shelves.
All right. I'm going to rummage through some stuff, and I'm going to pull out some raven's claws and attach them to my hand, and it'll sink into my hand, and then you'll see my hand separate from my wrist and start crawling over to pick up the book.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I am going to post this in chat for you. Because it's a PDF. Because it's an actual book that I made.
Hey.
So...
Oh, shoot.
if you were to come over to my house right now in real life, I would be able to open it for you and show you all of the pages.
Can confirm.
It's pretty cool. But going through, it seems to be called The Ladies 3. And you would not be seeing this book yet if it weren't for Mr. Rogers' good table. But it seems to go further into these ladies and have a few nursery rhymes. Where is my lady high on the hill, dead on her feet, but tireless still, a dress of hide and crown of bone, and where she walks alone. And that's for she who hunts. And then there's a prayer to the seeker. Do not tell me what is written in the clouds and changing sky, in the birds and how they fly. Do not tell what fate whispers. Hidden sorrows set in stone. Do not tell me, middle sister, let the future stay unknown. And then there's a few like little parables almost. One's called The White Wolf. And throughout the book, there is just various imagery, iconography depicting 3 entities of some sort of proto-deity type of overland in nature, interacting with the peoples here and there. But on the back of the cover, in old cracked leather, is embossed 3 ladies crouched by open flame, One sat weaving, one sat dreaming, and one watches the skies for rain.
Wonderful. After my hand flips through some pages and everything, and I look at it, so I know it's not magical, right?
It's not magical.
Yep. So I'll have the hand crawl up my side, and I'll reattach it and take the book and go show everyone what it is. Also, there's one called Lady of the Lake, and that's terrifying now that a certain show came out.
What are you referencing to?
That one was out of character.
Well, now I need to know. Out of character.
The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Oh.
No spoilers, man. God.
Lady Lake is always a good thing.
It's not a spoiler. It's the whole concept of the thing.
Listen, ladies in the lake just handing out swords is no standard for a system of government.
If some watery talkers give it to me.
Anyways, I
Luca,
found this book.
Yes.
do I sense anything with my Toph vision?
No, there's nothing else really of note here.
Outside, Ireena would just be standing with Toby. Toby, you seem frightened. This is a calm place.
He's just looking everywhere, paranoid shit.
Might you tell me what you're afraid of, my friend?
I just had a weird dream last night and it's kind of creeping on me.
Would you like to talk about it?
And he just shakes his head no as he just keeps looking around.
I've often had strange dreams. Once, I had a dream I was turned into a rat, and my father chased me down the halls, and the entire time I screamed, "Father, Father, it is me!" But my father, you see, he had a terrible hatred for all rodents, and I thought for sure I would die. And he chased me, and when I woke, I screamed in fear, and my father came to me, and he reassured me that I was no rat, and that even if I was, he would know who I was. Perhaps this is a dream like that. Perhaps you just need to remember that you are here amongst friends.
He'll just like kind of like nod his head, like not even paying attention to a single word. Just looking around.
You are quite strange, Toby. And she will pat his shoulder.
What are the rest of you doing?
Winchester will find, I'm assuming because it's a little overgrown, there are patches where the dirt has kind of poked through the stone interior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Winchester will widen that by pulling away some of the stone flooring, and will pull out a pouch of pouch of wildflower seeds, and will sprinkle them on the dirt and wave his hand over, and these bright colors will just poof out from this patch of dirt. And he will bow his head. One day, nature will return. I promise you that.
After you do this, you'll actually see some of that terror vine creep in, very slowly and strangle those flowers. And their petals will curl up, almost like a spider that has died legs. And they will wither away.
Nature is here. Nature is cruel. Seems.
This is unnatural, my friend. Then Winchester will leave.
On the road again.
Yeah,
Suppose
by
so.
this time, it is actually beginning to grow a little dark. You've been traveling most of the day, and eventually, you are going to come to a site of a crumbling tower above a bone-strewn courtyard. And it seems that this ancient watchtower is all that remains of a ruined fort. It stands above a flat, grassy yard scattered with rusted armor and old bones.
Ireena, what happened to this land? Like, since the last village we were in, everything is just ruins.
Colin, this is Barovia. This is the land itself. Keeper would Ireena, with reading all of her books and studying history, I don't know how much she would really know about what I was. I mean, this is where she grew up. She's very used to this.
Like, all you know is that the lord of this land has ruled this land for as long as you or anyone alive remembers.
Right.
So, there are ancient histories that talk about how this valley was once conquered by Lord Strahd, but you know nothing of what it was before.
I recognize. I do not know anything different, and neither did my father nor his father. The Count has ruled over these lands as long as any of us can remember. Surely in ancient times there were battles in this valley, but those times are gone. And all that is left are the ruins. And we live amidst them the best
Yeah.
that we can.
I mean, it doesn't sound like a very good count if so many people are suffering.
No.
I would be careful, my friend.
Careful of what?
It is true that he does not care for the people, at least, but it is all that we know, and it is all that it is. It is our duty, not that of leaders, to spread kindness.
See, that's a broken world. Should be the duty of everyone, including leaders, to spread kindness and prosperity.
Yes, but when in the absence of that, you make do.
Or you strike down your leaders.
Morality play aside, there are dead here.
Yeah, you're telling me. There's a lot of energy around here, pal.
Yes, and I would like to address it rather than debate the role of leadership.
I thought you guys liked ignoring spirits that were around you, so
When did we ever indicate that, Colin? And I'm gonna head right in.
you just
At it again, Winchester.
don't seem
Always.
very open to it.
I'm sorry. I've learned to be deaf to them as I am blind to the world.
But I think you see many things.
Anyway. Should
I
we
would
not-
urge you not to forget my father, Colin. Was a good man.
Yes, but why are we talking about your father right now?
He's gonna head in.
I'm not really a therapist, sorry.
You're not a listener either.
No, more of a reader.
Colin,
Yes.
I respect your ambition and the steps you have taken so far to make sure that we are safe. I know that you tested me for whatever unholy ailment you think I have, and I appreciate that. To be completely honest, I don't know if I am not undead or something in between life and death. But sometimes you have to take a step back, step away from the books, and just be yourself, be living. Recognize the people around you are going through things that are more serious than what is normally on your pages.
Well, of course, we all have our trials and tribulations and troubles and demons and ghosts, and I am who I am. Taking a step away from that would be not being who I am.
Well, as long as who you are is not the antagonist of your books, I think we'll be just fine.
Who knows? I think we found out who that is just now.
Yes, perhaps. Let's get inside.
Come on, Toby. We'll be safe here tonight.
You'll see Toby is just spaced out, his gaze just set on the knocked out door and the rubble, and his pupils are very constricted and his breathing's real mercurial.
Ireena will grab his arm and kind of lead him into the tower, and she'll start humming a childhood song that she knew just under her breath, and very comfortingly pull him in and get him settled near the wall, and continue to softly hum as she prepares to rest the evening here.
Okay.
Winchester, do you maybe want to create another salt circle around the doorways here? I'm sure not all spirits are as friendly as the last one we met.
Yes. It will take me 10 minutes to prepare the entire tower, but in the meantime, perhaps you can make sure we are not trapping the undead in with us before I do this.
Fair. He'll look at his shoulder again. I don't know if I see anything. Do you see anything?
You are mainly just on the first floor of this tower, and there are stairs ascending upwards. And so far, all you really notice are the ruined remains of what was once a fort that seemingly underwent some sort of invasion.
So we never really talked about this. And technically Colin 2 does not have any mechanical benefits. But can he fly through the floor and go check for me?
Alexander is also walking upstairs
Fly
after checking
through
the
the
corpse out.
floor? Because he's
Yes.
incorporeal?
Yes.
Yeah, sure, he can go up and look. But I'm gonna
Cool.
give him a range of 40 feet. So you can't send him out on sky-high scouting missions.
It's just for this one purpose, to go find other ghosts.
Okay.
Alexander is also heading up the stairs.
Yeah. You will continue up to the second floor and see much of the same. It is just an old fort. There's scattered bones, scattered rusted armor, of various insignias. One of the insignias is a dark raven above some darker towers.
Can I make a history check on that?
Yes.
History. There we go. 16.
You've seen this symbol about a few times now in Barovia, and it is the crest of Ravenloft. It does seem to be the attacking force here.
He'll nestle in on the second floor of the tower, kind of, try and find a spot not too collected over with bones and just kind of.
There is a floor above you as well.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
we'll head right on up.
Ireena,
Yes.
could you, when you finish getting Toby inside, can you help me sprinkle salt on every opening of this tower?
Yes, of course. Toby, will you be all right here? You're mute. You seem. I know you're nervous, but find your words.
Yeah, at first, Irina's pole just does nothing. He does not move. He's just laser focused on this door.
Winchester, I will need some assistance. It seems the comforting songs of my people have little to no effect here.
Toby, please, my friend.
Maybe we can work together, and as you're humming, Colin will pull out like a jewelry box, and he'll just flip the lid, and it'll start singing a song.
Colin, this is beautiful.
Yeah, Toby, come on, we're all here together. No need to sit outside.
Oh, he's not sitting. He's just.
Yes, I meant sit as in
Oh, hold on.
stand.
Hold on,
Do you
my
need
eyes
me
are
to
up here.
clarify. You can sit while standing. It's just a saying.
Toby, you must use your words. We cannot stay outside. It is not safe here. Why do you not wish to enter the tower?
It's like he doesn't hear you. Like there is nothing else around him right now.
Ireena will snap in front of his eyes and grab his face and force him to look at her. And she'll like stare at him and say, "Now listen, you are a grown man, Toby, and you have no purpose in being terrified right now. We must go inside and rest because you are dead on your feet. Now knock off this nonsense and follow me right now. You understand?"
He'll snap back like, "Oh, yeah."
All right. Now you cannot continue to not tell us when you are afraid. It is all right to be afraid, Toby. But you must speak it into the world so we know and can help. You understand me?
He'll just shake his head, or nod his head, rather.
All right. Now go inside. Winchester, hand me some of that salt.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Alexander, at the
Yes,
top of the
hello.
tower, unbroken and undamaged, is a brass spyglass pointed at one of the tower windows outside.
Yeah, we're gonna look through that.
Mm-hmm. You will see the world suffering beneath a terrible storm. The entire land ravaged.
Can I like look out and like back and like peer out the window?
Yep, outside you just see darkening, foggy mist overtaking the tops of the trees, much like you left it when you entered the tower, but appearing back under the spyglass, the entire land ravaged by a terrible storm, ripping trees out of the ground, boulders hurling around.
This spyglass can it be collapsed, or is it like a, like a full setup with?
It is a full setup, yes. It is like mounted on this table.
Looks back towards the stairs and we'll just kind of tilt it down, looking at the ground and kind of in a moment kind of look back at the stairs again and just knock it over.
Okay.
Is there anything else up here, or?
Mm-mm.
He'll break off a splinter or two of this table as best he can for kindling and start making his way back down.
Okay.
So after about 10 minutes, all of the salt will be placed along every opening and windowsill and anything that someone could feasibly come into the tower through.
Mm-hmm.
And then Winchester will stand in the middle of the tower and just kind of say a few words to the north, east, south, and west. And the ring of salt around the base will burst into a brilliant white light, and this kind of almost pillar of light will encase the outside of the tower for a moment and shoot up into the sky. And then after that, it kind of dissipates, and all right.
Okay.
Now we will be safe. Somewhat.
Yeah. Alexander will sit down by this opening here and start creating a fire. And,
Winchester will sit down next to Alexander and will pull out all 19 of his rations.
blast it with some flame to get it going.
And will start cooking and kind of saying some, just muttering under his breath as he cooks as well.
I think I will take some time upstairs. I would like to be alone, please. And he'll go back up to the third floor.
After Ireena's done kind of helping Winchester, she'll move over to Colin. Colin, would you mind if we spoke for a moment? I have a few questions.
Oh, I have to go pee, so I'm gonna run off to the forest real quick.
Oh, all right. If you must. I would hate to keep you, but
Sure. I guess I'm supposed to be less rude, so
rude. Who told you this?
never mind. What questions do you have?
Oh, I overheard that you found a book, and I'm sorry. I don't mean to pry. The music box. It is beautiful. Might I listen to it again?
Yeah. I guess. And he'll flip it open. So the book, yeah, it's very nice and has a lot of little stories and some really beautiful, basically poetry and some great imagery within it. You can take a look, and he'll hand it over to Ireena.
Keeper, would Ireena recognize any of the stories from this book?
Some of them, yeah. I mean, they're pretty common stories. There's no stock put in it.
You're right. They're just
but-
like children's rhymes and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
but like you've heard of people that will still make little fetishes of like twine and bark, little tiny figures, effigies of someone, and leaving them out in the forest for the seeker, things like that. But just like their old ancient superstitions that are followed more out of, it's like tossing salt over the shoulder when you spill it, that sort of thing.
I recognize some of these. They are childhood rhymes. You often hear children singing them as they play their games.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were really nice, and it's a shame that window is broken. I could imagine before it was broken, it was very beautiful.
I really I like that sentiment. The song is beautiful. I've never met anyone who carried such a wonderful thing with them. Does it have meaning to you?
Well, all things have meaning, right? So yeah, I have all sorts of trinkets and things I've collected over the years. I guess I have a knack for picking things up, and most of the time it goes okay. And sometimes you get attacked by a bunch of ghosts. That one wasn't so much fun, but we're all still here, so well, most of us.
I've never met anyone who is so uniquely familiar with death. I find that most people fear it. You seem quite at home with the spirits.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yep.
You do not wish to speak of it.
Oh, it's just a long and boring story, and
Colin, we have spent enough time that you should know I find no story boring.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm really ready to dive into it too much, but I lost someone a while back, as one does, and I decided not to accept that, and I started looking into ways to correct that, and found that dead doesn't always mean gone.
I am sorry that you've been separated from someone you love, Colin.
It's okay. Not for forever.
Not for forever. Thank you. Would you mind if I take the book and just look it over? Also, I brought some books of my own from home, and she'll reach into her satchel and pull out a book, just one of her favorites, probably a book of like tales, not necessarily anything like informational. Perhaps we can start a bit of a, I don't know, book club on our adventure. And she'll hand it over to Colin.
Yeah, I appreciate this. A book for a book. It's a great trade. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for speaking with me for a moment. It was wonderful. I should probably help Winchester stuff some rations down Toby's throat before he dies of starvation.
I'm hoping just another day, and we'll get Toby back to his cheerful self. So
that is my hope as well.
The book you hand him is Red Bess and the Kelpie's Regret. And it is about a woman with red hair who you identified with as a child, who actually falls in love with a Kelpie, but they cannot be together.
What's a Kelpie?
It's the horse that drowns you.
It's like a water nymph.
Okay,
that usually that appears to people through the mist as a horse, a wild horse that they are drawn to, and it will lead you slowly into the swampy water until you drown.
I mean, as one does.
The Kelpie's Regret is when Red Bess actually follows the Kelpie into the water to be with it.
I feel like you picked this one on purpose, but thanks.
Pardon?
No, nothing. I'm just have a good night. And I guess I'm gonna sleep next to this skeleton. I don't mind. Maybe they'll keep me company.
Yeah, you can nestle up next to the skeleton, and looking at you face to face is just his face gone the whole night.
Is it Octavius?
No, Octavius is safely away from this.
Good. I need to know that he was safe.
Winchester is in full Witch's Cauldron mode over by the fire. He has broken out a small cauldron to use for cooking, and has filled it with just water, but is seasoning it with different things that he has. He throws in some vegetables, the carrots that they found earlier, the onions as well, and he's going to throw some rations in there, and is making a large stew that he is. He has a big spoon that he is over, and he is churning it, and he is like saying words of power over the stew as well for a while, and it like the smoke and mist starts to like kind of coalesce and make shapes around this cauldron as he's doing this, and then it just disperses as he casts purify food and drink.
Okay.
Toby, come here, please.
He is just sitting there, kind of, holding his legs to his chest, just kind of his eyes going anywhere from the rubble to the door to the weird skeleton that's just laying there. And it just is all his attention is focused on.
Don't worry, Toby. He won't bug you.
And I will bring it to you. Winchester will scoop out some in a large bowl, and we'll go over and sit down next to Toby. Toby, I believe that this will be edible for you. So please eat this. I know it smells good.
He's just looking at huh? Just like he barely catches attention.
Winchester is going to full on death grip Toby by the snout and rip his face over and look him in the eyes. Eat the soup, Toby.
And he'll just grab the bowl, and his gaze just kind of returns back to the rubble. He'll just like kind of slowly, mindlessly eat.
This food has been purified. It is pure food, Luca. Does this work?
Winchester, I nearly forgot. Could you boil some water? The Vistani, they gave me these herbs for a tea. She said it might help.
Oh, yes, of course. He'll just kind of flick his hand over near a tea kettle that is also sitting on the fire, and it will start to kind of steam a little bit as he stokes the flames.
The purified food still tastes bland and tasteless to Toby.
Drink the tea first, Toby, and then eat the food.
But it's pure.
Those of you that are continuing to be in this tower will notice that the longer you are here, the more you can hear the whistling of wind and the faraway sound of marching troops. Just kind of in the air around you.
Alexander will kind of like hearing that upstairs. He's kind of pressed against the boxes. Will like get up and grab the spyglass and kind of like adjust it outside towards the ground to the sound of the marching troops. Does he see Ravenloft forces?
No, it is still the same as before.
And he'll just leave it standing this time and nestle back into his corner.
Okay.
Ireena will get some stew from Winchester and look at Toby and look at Winchester. Can you manage him all right?
Yes, I can take care of Toby.
Let me know if you need help. And she'll take the bowl and go upstairs with it. Looking, Alex? Alex, it seems I will be repaying the favor from this morning. I've brought you. Winchester made it. It's actually very good.
I'm up here. Yes, hello. He is nestled into a series of broken crates in the corner here next to a spyglass. Sorry, today has been sufficient. in regards to emotional weight, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. You need to talk about it.
I don't think I could begin to explain it.
You could try.
I could, I suppose. But it's odd feeling the remembrance of a tragic thing occurring at someone's description of an event, like falling.
This does seem to have affected you in some rather large way. Perhaps a childhood incident or a recent trauma?
I don't know if I had much of a childhood.
Well, you had one. It might not have been pleasant, but you definitely have one.
You would think. But I remember waking up one day and my father being next to me, telling me my name as a young man.
A young man. You have no recollection beyond then.
It's hard. It's very hard to recall. I don't want to trouble you with my own stories. You have enough to be concerned about.
I must tell you, Alex, you are all very strange. You wish to discuss and ask each other questions, but are so reluctant to tell your own stories.
It's pain, Ireena.
I understand.
I don't
But-
want to push that on anyone.
And I reassure you, my friend, I will not be taking your pain. But if you put it into the world, perhaps something will soothe it. Holding it close and guarding it will only keep it with you longer.
Well, I don't know where to start. I feel a strange compulsion to speak truth when I'm around you, but I'm not sure if that's a constant around the party or just here.
You mean here as in Barovia?
It would seem. I have memories of Falkovnia. Distinct. I could feel them. I know the sound of my father and mother's voice. The drilling, the pain on my arms as I'm whacked by a wooden sword, even the fire. But beyond that, it's a mist.
Perhaps it will only take time. You seem like a clever person, and a mysterious past probably stands little chance against your ingenuity.
I would hope, if you're willing to help, I would discover it, understand it, control it.
course. Of course I will help. I would help any of you, as you have so willingly helped me.
Think nothing of it. I know I cannot speak for Cullen and Toby, but I know Winchester seeks the removal of himself from this place. He has disclosed as much.
Can you blame him?
I suppose not. But home being so close, there is a spark of hope here. There is I feel this land it could be better.
I believe so too. But it will take time. You know, Ravenloft was not built in a day.
No. Nor was it conquered in one, by the sounds of it. And I feel a connection there, like I know this, yet I don't. Like my mind is shrouded as the fog of this land.
Ireena, make a history check for me.
Will do, boss. The 13.
As Alexander was just talking, there was a way that he moved that struck you as familiar.
Like of someone I've spent
someone
time with
you've-
before.
Yes.
There's just something on my mind. I don't know.
Well, again, perhaps with time, you will remember. It seems you are not the only one who has forgotten. The mists are strange here.
What do you mean?
Apparently, I am not the Kolyana, you know. I do not remember, but the cards say something.
What do you mean you're not Kolyana? He takes out a letter. You're Ireena Kolyana. Yes? You were sent to age you.
Yes, well, I cannot make sense of it either. You asked earlier as I lingered in the tent. It is strange. She said that deep down I knew that, you know, I was not my father's daughter, not my brother's sister. I do not know what that means. But she was right. Something I've always feared to say out loud, that I did not belong there. But it seems with time it will make itself clear. And if not, questions are the spice of life, I'm sure.
Can I tell you something in confidence?
Of course.
I was not named for my father, as you can tell. His name was Alec. I am not Alkiovich.
Then what were your name?
Alexander, and the name that was apparently sold into the clothing they found me in.
How very strange.
They figured it was at least some kind of familial name. Sergei, whatever that means.
Sergei.
Make a history check for me, Ireena, as you say that name out loud.
That's an 8.
Okay. Nothing happens.
So you're saying that your name is Alex Sergei.
Alexander Sergeyovich. I would not disregard my father's wishes as to my name just yet, but it is assumed that the name Sergei is connected to me somehow. I know not how. I was a child. I listened to my father. He told me my name, Alexander Sergeyovich Leonid, and I won't forget that easily.
Well, this is good. Do not forget your own name. We will, well, I'm sure that in your travels, you will come to know the meaning of it. And she'll stand up. I have no doubt that you'll find the answers that you're looking for. Maybe not here in the mists, but perhaps. And she'll move back over to the top of the stairs. You do not need to rest here alone, but if that you choose, we'll be sure to bring you food in the morning.
I will join you in the morning. I need a moment to reflect. And Ireena, I hope you find your answers as well.
Perhaps. And she'll descend on the stairs.
I'll move you down. So here's the thing. You guys are able to pass the night in relative quiet, other than the whistling of the wind and sound of troops in the distance. It is a still night. And you guys may level up to 5.
Oh, shit.
Wait, we're just straight up skipping 4? Damn. I'm
Oh,
big feared
shit.
now.
Oh no!
Ha! What?
It's fine. It's fine.
You
but
say
I
that,
am
but I-
going to suggest we end the session there. And we will resume in the morning, having you guys long rested, and continuing on your journey. Let's see here. Let me take us out. Let me stop our music, our sounds there, and I'll just put on some nice ambiance, some rainy sounds. Okay. So that will conclude session 6 of Curse of Strahd Dark Echoes. Thank you all for joining us. Tune in for more every other Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific. Our next session will be Saturday, March 27th. I am LUKALOCK, and I have been your Dungeon Master this morning and player